Sirach 17 and verse 1 to 4. The Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image. Verse 4. And put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowl. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rechah HaKodash. And double honor to the elders and apostles, men of great millstone, and to the rest of the brethren on down that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom Bayatah Dawadah. And to the Akim and Akwat that's out there repenting. Shalom to you, Mashmakah. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also to the speckled bird, whose fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob Yasha Allah. Shalom to you, Mashpachah. But you know who it is coming at you with another one, right? And you saw that clip, those first scriptures I read you in Sirach 17, verse 1 to 4 is the point. See, because I just want to touch on this real lightly. To go in, this ain't trying to be super, trying to be deep and all that old crazy shit. You're just simply going to the scriptures to gain a little understanding of a false doctrine that was created. And the false doctrine I'm speaking of is when individuals said that people did not eat meat, and I mean the flesh of animals, before the flood. That's a false doctrine right there, saying that people did not eat meat before the flood. And then you ain't got to be deep to even understand this. It's simple. It's not hard. People did eat meat and animals and fish before the flood. You ain't just eat fruit and certain herbs and vegetables. You ain't just eat that. And I just want to lightly touch on this. Lightly touch on it. Real quick. Right? But let's go here. Genesis. Chapter 1. Right? Let's start at verse. I'm going to jump down. Let's start around 25. Now, we see what the Most High, what it says right here. Right? Well, let's read in part and jump down. Right? Let's start at 11. And power said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielded seed, and the fruit tree yielded fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb and yielded seed after his kind, and the tree yielded fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and Yahweh saw that it was good. Let's go down now. Let's jump down to 25, right? I'm just going to start at 25. And Yahweh made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Yahweh saw that it was good, right? Now, first, let me grab this cattle right quick. Let me grab this cattle. Just want to grab that. Because individuals will think that, people didn't eat meat, man. That's a false doctrine. These people, yes, people did. People motherfucking did eat meat before the flood. Right? You see what it says right there. Bahama. Sound like the Bahamas. Bahama, right? It says beast, cattle, animal, beast, coal of all animals, coat, cattle, livestock of domestic animals, wild beasts, right? Now, when you go into cattle and livestock, what would you have livestock for? You would have livestock for the same reason you would have livestock nowadays, what you would have before, right? And you'll see. But it says, wait, let me just move on though, right? Let me just move on. Verse 26. And Yahweh said, Power said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth. Now, mind you, just with this alone, I'm going to continue reading, but just with this Genesis 1 and 26, he said, have dominion over the fish of the sea. Now, when we received those oracles that the Most High gave us on Mount Sinai pertaining to our dietary law, those are the things that he gave us and told us between these things on what the sons of the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, can eat and not eat. That's in the sea. That ain't the first time he told our people, the sons of the Most High, what they can eat in the fish or the sea. Now, he told us that's written, but back then it was oral. It was oral. See? I mean, it was told to you what particular things you eat. That's where we get that from. Like, you think he just made that up in Leviticus 11 or Deuteronomy 14? You think that's when he made that up? That he made that up after the flood? Or he made that up when he gave us that? No. This was all, it goes back to the beginning of what the Most High said, what the sons of the Most High was to eat then in those places and not to eat. Right? But why would you think he said have dominion over the fish of the sea? Now, mind you, this is before the flood. Have dominion over the fish of the sea. Wait a minute. We are terrestrial. Why would he say that you have dominion over the fish of the sea? Mind you, before the flood. What would you be doing with fish that's in the sea? You can't tell the fish, here, swim here and don't swim out there. Don't just stay right here. No, it's going to swim all in the ocean, wherever it want to swim to. See? So why would he say for man that for you to have dominion over the fish of the sea? That dominion meaning you can catch that fish, and it wouldn't be wrong for you to catch it, cut it open, pull the guts out of it, clean it, rinse it off, and fry it or bake it or broil it or eat it. It wouldn't be wrong for you to do that. So why would he be telling man to have dominion over the fish of the sea? That right there let you know that before the flood, individuals ate fish. People just wouldn't just walk around just eating fruit and only vegetables, man. That's a false made-up doctrine that these people made up. Yeah, these people, they only ate vegetables and fruit back before the flood. That's a lie. That's a lie, man. Let's move on, though, right? And within these things right here, right? Within this, and I'm going to pull those up in Leviticus, when he said, but let me read this again. Genesis 1 and 26, and Yahweh said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth. Now, literally, you can go into Leviticus and find out these things that you've been told that you can't eat of these things, and these things that you can't eat of these particular animals and sea creatures and the fowl of the air. Literally. So do you actually think during the time of Genesis before the flood that the Most High said, no, you can't eat no meat. You can't eat the meat. Man, you people are stupid as hell when you be saying that people didn't eat meat or flesh before the flood. You're stupid. And it says what? Let's continue. So Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yahweh created he him, male and female, created he them. Verse 28. And power blessed them, and power said unto them, be fruitful and multiply. He's talking to the man. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea. What? He's talking to man, and he said have dominion over the fish of the sea. Once again, he's saying this again to the man. Before the flood, have dominion over the fish of the sea. What would man be having dominion over the fish of the sea for? So you telling me man you wouldn't have been catching fish before the flood? You wouldn't have been eating fish before the flood? Yes, you would have. What is this telling you? What other reason would you have dominion over the fish of the sea for? See, it's simple. But people, you would overlook this. Why? Because you would say, no, they didn't eat those kind of things before the flood. You'll be trying to create a doctrine. You ain't with the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is the truth. You be trying to create a doctrine, and that's what's wrong with these people. They try to create a doctrine out of the scriptures when the doctrine is already laid out. You just have to have understanding of it. And if you don't have understanding of it, then you don't have the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You have to gain understanding of the doctrine of Yahushua in order for you to have the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. See? So people that are coming to the scriptures and say these particular things that, oh no, people didn't eat meat before the flood. You a goddamn lie. Yes, they did. Right? And it says what? And have dominion over the fish of the sea. Once again, how would you have dominion over the fish of the sea before the flood? What would you be doing with the fish of the sea? What would you be doing? You catching, jumping on trees and grabbing fruit, apples, oranges, peaches, plums, pomegranates, and nectarines, and and all other kind of fruit that's out there, right? Dragon fruit that they call dragon fruit. You eating all the kind of fruit, but then that's all you was eating was just that and the vegetables. But then how would you be having dominion over the fish of the sea then? What would you be doing if you eating just fruit, vegetables, and herbs? What would you be doing by having dominion over the fish of the sea? Because you would catch those fish, man, like you do now. You would eat those things, man. As long as they got fins and scales, like the Most High told us, you would eat those things too. See? But just like back then, you had individuals that would eat any motherfucking thing. They would eat any kind of unclean animal or clean animal. But we, the sons of God then and the sons of God now, were instructed on what things to eat. Whether it was orally told to you or written down to pass to you. See? But let me finish reading. And Yahweh said, and in fact, let me continue. Oh, have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Verse 29, and Yahweh said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the which is the fruit of a tree yielded seed. To you it shall be for meat. Now people will read this and say, oh, see, he said that the fruit and the trees, they should be for meat. Okay, but what was he talking about when he said you should have dominion over the fish and over the fowls of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth? Talking about the beasts, the cattle, and so on and so forth. Why would he say those things? All in the same category of going down and showing you that in the herbs and the fruits and all that stuff, it should be for food to you. See, you just can't pick one thing and say, oh, verse 29 said that he gave us the fruit, and verse 11, he gave us the fruit and the trees and stuff to eat for food, and that's it. He gave you the fish too you can eat. And he told you what kind of fish, whether it was orally then and written down to us pursuant to Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14. He told you what fish to eat and what fish not to eat. See? He told us what beasts to eat and what beasts not to eat. Now with Noah, let's go there real quick. Let's go there. It's the same thing when he told Noah in Genesis 9. And that's what people go to this, because once again, when they were speaking, trying to make up a false doctrine, they would go here and try to read and say, see, and this is when he said that man can eat beasts. No, it's the same thing he said in Genesis 1 before the flood. It's the same thing. It just ain't written the exactly same thing, but it's written the same way. But let me continue. Genesis 9 and verse 1. And power blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Is not this what he said in Genesis 26, was it 26 or 25? 26, 25? Matter of fact, let me go back real quick. Isn't it not the same thing that he said? Where's that replenish at? Where is it? Right here. 28. And Power blessed them and said, and Power said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. You see that? Let's go back to it. Genesis 9 and verse 1. And Power blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Same thing he said before the flood. Verse 2. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon the fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Wait a minute. This is the same thing he said in Genesis before the flood. Have dominion over the fish of the sea. So once again, when he's telling Noah and his sons them to have dominion over the fish of the sea, because in your hand are they delivered, you think they wasn't delivered into our hand in Genesis 1 and 26 to 28 when he made that statement? When he said had dominion over the fish of the sea? It's the same thing. He's repeating this. It's like if you go into the laws that's contained in the Exodus and Leviticus, you go get the second law that's being repeated to you in Deuteronomy. See? It's the same thing then. The things he said before the flood is the same things he's telling them after the flood. So when people tell you that we didn't eat meat, people didn't eat meat and flesh before the flood, they're a goddamn lie. They just trying to take out of the scriptures what they want to take to create a doctrine and get rid of the rest. No, we go accept all of this. Continue in verse 2 again, Genesis 9 and 2. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Same thing he said in Genesis 1. And every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. This ain't just. Now, once again, what did he say pertaining to the fish? And then he going to talk about all these things have I given you for meat, meaning for food, even as I given you the green herb. This is the same thing he said in the beginning in Genesis, man. See? Because what other reason would you have dominion over the fish of the sea for? Because they've been delivered into your hand. For you to do what? Catch you a fish and see that thing got fins and scales on it and you eat it. Cut that thing open, broil it, fry it, whatever you did, cook it, bake it, fry it, burn it, and cook it and eat it. So people didn't just eat only fruit and vegetables then. They didn't do that, man. That's a false doctrine that people try to make up and say that people only ate fruit and vegetables then. No, nigga, you eat fruit and vegetables then, and you eat fruit and vegetables now. You ate meat then, and you eat meat now. Like, these people is something else, man. Something motherfucking else, right? But let me jump down to verse 8. Genesis 9 and verse 8. And Power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, spake unto Noah, and to his sons with him, saying, and I beheld, behold, I established my covenant with you and with your seed after you. Slacky, wait, let me see real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Verse 10. And with every living creature that is with you, and of the fowl of the cattle, of the fowl and of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. Matter of fact, it says, and I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore, it says, anymore by the waters of a flood, neither shall any more the flood destroy the earth. But I want to go to my next point right quick. Right? Because these things he said these things is established for Noah and his sons, right? So pertaining to eating his food, eating those fishes and certain beasts that he can eat, these things were established with him and his son, but this thing was already established before the flood. when he told it to Adam and told, back then. He told them to say it's the same thing. It's the same thing he's saying. This ain't the, but people will grab this and say, see, and this is after the flood when he said that you can eat just the meat too. No, nigga, he said this before the flood. He said it before the flood. Let me grab this real quick. When you go here, right? Genesis 4. Now, dealing with Cain and Abel. When it says, let's just read it. Let's start at, I'm going to start at 3. Genesis 4 and 3. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto Yahweh. And Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock. Wait. What did it say that Abel brought? He brought the firstling of his flock. What would he have a flock for? Because it's things that you would use the cattle for. You would use them for their hide, to pull the hide off of them, to use it as to make a coat, or to make it as a covering for your tent or your house, or to either put on the floor or within your dwelling place. To what? To sit upon, to lay upon it, to make bedding out of it. These are things that you would use back then for these particular things. But what would you do with the flesh of the animal when you took the hide off and stuff? What would you do with it? So, but it says right here, and Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock. Wait a minute, he flock, like, what is a flock? Something that you would have, cattle that you would have within your stuff. What would he have all that cattle for? What would he have it for? What would he have? This is before the flood. What would he have these cattle for? He would have this cattle to eat too. The clean animals. Noah knew what was clean. The Most High told him out of the clean animals, bring 7 male and 7 female. Bring their ass 2 by 2 in there. Out of 7 male, when he said bring the sheep in here, bring 7 rams and 7 female sheep. Out of the unclean things, he said bring them in by 2, meaning 4. 2 male and 2 female. So if you saw pigs that was in there, he said bring 2 hogs and 2 pigs, 2 female pigs. And that's it. You don't bring 7 of those. Bring 2 of each. 2 male and 2 motherfucking female of the unclean animals. He would have knew right there not to eat those things because they was unclean. But out of the 7, he would know, okay, those are clean animals right there. I can eat that. That sheep, I can eat that. That goat, I can eat that. That deer, I can eat that. See? And this is before the flood, man. So my point of making is, why would Abel have a flock? And he took the firstling of his flock, and he did what? And of the fat thereof. And it says of the fat thereof, meaning he slew this thing. And he did what? He killed it. And he offered as a sacrifice to Yahweh. And it says, and because what is the sacrifice of Yahweh? It's the life of the animal. The blood being spilled in the animal that's being sacrificed. That's the offering to Yahweh. The Most High literally not going to eat the flesh of the sacrifice. Who would eat the flesh of the sacrifice? Who would eat it? And I'm going to show you. We would eat the flesh of the sacrifice. The Most High would send down the fire to burn the sacrifice to show us that he accepted that offering. And then we would devour the flesh of the sacrifice that the Most High accepted. See? Now, mind you, I'm mentioning that because going back to Abel. And Abel, this is before the flood. He also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord Yahweh had respect unto Abel and to his offering. Why? Because he accepted it. When he accepted that offering, what did Abel do to his sacrifice? What did he do to it? Once the Most High accepted the offering, it don't mean that it just disappeared when the Most High accepted it. No, he's sitting down the fire to show that he accepted it. And basically, he cooked it for your ass. Right? And what would you do after it was cooked? You would eat it. You would eat it. So when Abel offered this sacrifice to the Most High, and he accepted it by by fire, showing that he accepted it, what would you do? Let me go grab this real quick. Leviticus, the 6th chapter. And I'm going to read, go down to 14, right? And I'll start there, about 14. Now, you see what it says, right? I'm going to start at 14 and I'm going to read down. I'm reading in the KJV side. Leviticus 6 and 14. And this is the law of the meat offering. The sons of Aaron shall offer it before Yahweh, before the altar. And he shall take of it, and he shall take of it his handful of the flour of the meat offering, and of the oil thereof, and all the frankincense which is upon the meat offering, and shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savor, even the memorial of it unto Yahweh. And the remainder thereof shall Aaron and his sons eat. With unleavened bread shall it be eaten in the holy place, in the court of the tabernacle of the congregation. They shall eat it. Right? So what was they doing with the sacrifice? They was eating of it, right? Well, let me jump down. Let's go to 24 real quick. Now you see what it says over here in the NLT side. Further instructions for the sin offering. Right? 24. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, saying, This is the law of the sin offering. In, meaning this is the sacrifice, in the place where the burnt offering is killed, shall the sin offering be killed before the Lord Yahweh. It is most holy. The priest that offereth it for sin shall eat it. Wait, what? The priest that offereth it for sin shall eat it. In the holy place shall it be eaten, in the court of the tabernacle of the congregation. You see that? Let's jump down to 29 and 30 real quick. 29. All the males among the priests shall eat thereof. It is most holy. And no sin offering whereof any of the blood is brought into the tabernacle of the congregation to reconcile with all in the holy place shall be eaten. Meaning we cannot consume no blood. It shall be burnt in the fire. See? Meaning that flesh, that sacrifice is going to be devoured to the point to where it's not going, ain't no blood going to come forth of it. See, once all the blood is poured out of the animal, then once it's being cooked, it's going to cook all the blood out of it. But the point I'm making is, what did they do with the sacrifice? Once the Most High accepted the sacrifice by devouring it by the fire, to show that he accepted the sacrifice, you would eat of the flesh of it. You wouldn't just throw it away. You would eat of the flesh of it. You see that? Just like our Passover. When we pass through, you don't just put that on the grill and burn it and then it just be burnt and then it just be burnt and then you can't eat it. No, you eat of that sacrifice. That sacrifice that we sacrificed to the Most High for our sin offering, guess what? It was devoured. We devoured it. So now I'm reading these, but going back to the point with Cain and Abel. Cain has brought the fruit, strawberries and oranges and apples and all this other stuff. But Abel brought the life of something, the life of his flock. So when the Most High accepted Abel's offering, what did Abel do with that offering? This is before the flood. What did he do with the sacrifice? The same thing I'm reading right here in Leviticus. That you would eat of the sacrifice, man. So when individuals say, no, see, we didn't eat meat before the flood, man, you're a damn lie, man. You're a damn lie. Yes, we did. Yes, we motherfucking did, man. But let me go grab this Jeremiah right quick. I was just thinking about this last night, and that's why I just want to say, but let me just go ahead and bring this out real quick. Yeah, it is. It ain't trying to be all deep and all this stuff. It ain't about that, man. It's just simply bringing out, to understand that what happened and what transpired is that people ain't no fuck all that false doctrine shit. Saying, trying to come into the scriptures and make up stuff. Yeah, we didn't eat fruit, and we only ate fruit and vegetables then. Man, no, we did. We ate fruit and vegetables and all the other shit that we eat right now. Other than being abominable shit. But you even had people back then that ate abominable stuff, the abominable flesh. Back then. Like, these people don't get it. Right? But let me read this right quick. I'm going to start at 20. Jeremiah 7:20. Therefore, thus said the Lord power. Behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, and upon the tree of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground. And it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Verse 21. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the power of Yasha'Allah, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. Now I'm just reading that but he said for the point of that right there, what he says, what? Put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. Because why? We would eat the flesh of the sacrifice. After the Most High accepted it, we would eat it. But in this instance, he's going to tell you that he was not going to accept our sacrifices that we was making. Because why? We had to get punished. So he said, eat it. But you would still eat of the sacrifice when the Most High accepted it by sending down the fire and devouring it. You would still eat of those sacrifices once the fire went out. The fire going out of that would show that, okay, now it's done. You can eat it. See? And then when we was going through our punishment, the Most High wanted to punish us. He said, no, you go eat of your own sacrifice. You go eat the shit. Because I'm not going to accept it, but you go still eat it. See? But I'm just reading this for that point alone. See? I'm just reading it for this point alone. Just showing that what? Put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. Meaning what? We would eat of those sacrifices. But I'm reading these to point out, to make the point of when Abel offered a sacrifice to the Most High, what do you think he did with the flesh of his flock? Once the Most High accepted Abel's offering, what do you think Abel did with the offering that the Most High accepted? That he accepted. He ate of it, man. He ate of it. I don't have to tell you that, but you should know. You should know. See? And I had a few more to bring out. But, matter of fact, let me grab this one. Isaiah. And this is why, matter of fact, let me go grab this real quick before I do that. When you go here, right, this 1 Timothy 4:3. Now, in this time, these people are trying to create a false doctrine. In this time we in now and say what? 1 Timothy 4:3. Forbidden to marry and commanded to abstain from meats. Meaning what? They will say to people, oh, no, see, you ain't supposed to eat meat. You ain't supposed to eat meat because before the flood, we only ate fruit and vegetables. Lying. Hey, motherfucker, if your ass don't want to eat meat, don't eat meat. If you're Israelite, how you gonna keep the Passover if you don't eat meat? Talking about you're a vegetarian, you only eat vegetables and fruit. See? But if somebody say, I don't want to eat meat, hey, have at it. Don't eat meat then, motherfucker. But you can't say to those that's eating meat that, oh no, you ain't supposed to be eating meat, you only supposed to be eating vegetables. And those of us that eat meat, we can't look at you and say you're supposed to be eating meat. You can't just eat only vegetables and fruit. You can't say nothing. Right? Let's grab that in Romans 14. And it says what? Starting in verse 2. For one believe that he may eat all things. No, you can't eat all things. The Most High told us what we can't eat and what we can't eat. Another who is weak eateth herbs. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not. And let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth. For Yahweh had received him. You see that? So we can't say nothing to somebody that say, okay, you just want to eat vegetables and fruit. We can't say you got to eat meat too. You can't say nothing to him. If that's what he want to do, let him have it. And he can't say nothing to you. That those of us that want to eat lamb or goat or some deer or some cow, some buffalo, some bison. You can't say nothing to us. See? But the point I'm making is people will create false doctrines when they say, no, you supposed to only eat this or you only supposed to eat that. No, the Most High told us of these particular groups of animals that he said all the way from the beginning before the flood of what you can eat and what you can't eat. And he made this in Leviticus when he told us these things of what? The animals that you can eat and the animals that you can't eat. See? These are the instructions right here pertaining to the animals that you can eat and the animals that you cannot eat. Out of the fish of the sea, starting at verse 8. These are the things in the ocean, in the water, that you can eat. The animals that got fins and scales, you can't eat it. So in the beginning, when he said have dominion over the fish of the sea, this is what you will be having dominion over the fish of the sea for. To do what? These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters and the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. So this will be the aspect of you having dominion over the fish of the sea in the beginning of Genesis 1, before the flood. Same thing that he told to Noah and his sons after the flood in Genesis 9. That you would have what? Dominion over the fish of the sea. To do what? This is what you would do with it. See? Those things that got fins and scales, that you can eat. See? These instructions, I gave us these written instructions, but they was oral in the beginning, man. These are the things, the instructions that he gave the sons of God then, and he reiterated it by giving it to the sons of God, us now. Because that was us then, and this is us now. That was us then, and this is us now, and we are them now. Shit. Our people something else, man. Something else, and this stuff is laid out right here. This is the true doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Let me go grab that right quick. That Isaiah, right, 1. And let's go down to 11, right? And then what he said right here. I want to just get this point. Isaiah 1 and 11. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me? Said the Lord Yahweh. I am full of the burnt offering of rams, male sheep, and the fat of the fed beasts, and I delight what? And I delight not in the blood of bullocks or of lambs or of the he goats. Now why? Because that was a sacrifice pertaining to what? The life of the animal and the blood being spilled and the fat being burned. That was the offering to the Most High. You wouldn't eat the fat. You wouldn't eat the blood. You would consume the flesh once the fire went out. Once the Most High was complete of accepting the sacrifice, you would eat of the flesh. Not the fat, not the blood, but you would eat of that clean sacrifice that was offered to the Most High. The flesh of it. And I'm just reading this to go keep reiterating that when you go back, when Abel made that offering to the Most High of the firstling of his flock, what did he do with the blood was poured out? The life was taken. The blood was poured out. The fat was burned. What do you think he did with the rest of it when it was completed being offered to the Most High? When the Most High was completed accepting that offering, what you think he did with it? Man, he ate it, man. So people need to cut that out. Talking about, yeah, see, we didn't eat meat before the flood. Man, shut your asses up. Yes, we did. And I'm going to end it off there, giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Shalom, Yasharallah.